Hello and welcome, my name is Charlotte and I am the High Heeled Stitcher. This is a channel about cross stitch. This is a special floss tube video where it's my WIP parade for 2021. I haven't done a video since I think November, so it's potentially gonna be a long one, so grab a cup of tea and let's get started. If you've watched my videos before, you will notice that I have a different backdrop behind me. I've just spun round so you can just see a little bit of a change. So you can see we have a bit of an Egyptian theme going on here, but if I tilt you upwards, you will see Maleficent up on the wall. And we got my chickens there and Lannister lion over there. So let's get on with it. I will try and give details of the fabric type and like the DMC if it's called for or anything like that, or what threads I am using. If I do forget, I am hoping to publish it in the box below, but if I don't, then just message me or leave a comment and I will get back to you. I am having a little bit of problems with comments at the moment where I can see somebody's commented but I can't read all of it or respond. So I'm trying to sort that out with YouTube to see if they can fix it. Sometimes if I go into the studio I can see it that way, but not always. So if I haven't responded to your comment, it's not that I am ignoring you, it's just I can't see it or respond. I'm hoping that this will be fixed soon. Right, let's get on with it. So, first project. So going into 2021, I had 18 projects in hand. I finished 7, I frogged 3, and I had 4 new starts. So I ended up at the end of 2021 with 12 projects. So project number 1 is Christmas cards by so and so. I physically cannot find where this is, so I will insert pictures of what it looks like, where it started, and I finished that. So it's a set of 6, but where they are paper charts, not on Pattern Keeper, it was a bit slow going and it's quite a few thread changes, so I decided I'll do the one, call it finished, and then if I want to come back to them, each one will be an individual project. So this project was started on the 11th of October 2018 and I finished it on the 11th of May 2021. So it was a full kit that I got. They are no longer available because so-and-so doesn't exist anymore. So it was stitched on 14 count blue Ada, which came in the kit and the DMC called for. I worked on this for 6 days. When I say days, it's more sessions. So 6 sessions, and I was able to finish that. So next we have KLT Charting's Howling Wolf. I will put up a picture of what it looks like and how I started the year. This was started on the 11th of April 2019. This is how it was when I came into 2021, and I finished it on the 23rd of October 2020. There we go. Let's see if I can put it behind. There we go. You can't tell, but this is stitched with DMC Etoile, so it does sparkle. There we go. I don't know how I'm going to finish this, but I do really like it. This was stitched on 16 count black Ada with Etoile, DMC blank Etoile. Let's see if I can get, there we go. Yeah, you can't tell that that is sparkly, but it is definitely sparkly. So there's that one. Next we have one of the projects that I decided to scrap to frog, use the fabric in something else, and that was this. Cats of the World's Tiger by Jane Netley Mayhew. I only had a little bit of the black started in the eye, but where it is it was a paper chart and it was a coloured chart, and not all the colours had symbols, so some of them were just block colours, and it hurt my brain too much. So I have repurposed the fabric for something else, which I will show you later. But that was all that I had done. So I need to frog that out. Thankfully it's not in the piece of, or it won't be anywhere near what I'm now using this fabric for, so it's not important I frog it out immediately. So, picture of where it was. I tried stitching a little bit on it, but it just, I wasn't enjoying it, and I'm very much, if you don't enjoy it, don't stitch. Don't work on something you're not enjoying. So, that was next one. Next one, again, is another one that I frogged out. And that was a Circus Stitches design to rule them all, and this is what it would look like when it is done. I will put a picture of what it is, of where I was last time. Now, I did one session on this back in, I think it was January 21, because it was called in WIP Go, and I did about 200 stitches, and I realised that I'd gone wrong somewhere, and I was stitching on 25 count charcoal even weave 2/1 with DMC or 12, so I was not frogging that out. I was not ripping that out, and there was no way that I could fudge it. So I threw it across the room, and Natalie said, oh, she can frog that, so I don't know if I've given it to her to frog or if I just threw it away, but I can't find it anywhere. So if that's just thrown away, then fine. I do plan to restart it. I brought some 20 count black Ada. I'm still going to do it in the same etoile, so that will be a restart when it gets spun. Next project is again the last one that I frogged in the year, and that one is Hobbit Meals by Circus Stitches, and that's what it looks like when it is done. Now I have this one because I will put a picture of what it looked like when I went into this. I stitched 500 stitches on this for a WIP Go prompt in January. Now it was an evening, lighting wasn't very good. I used the thread that was in the project bag. So it didn't occur to me that it was the wrong thread. So I started stitching with it. And I was like, is this right? Is right? Oh yeah, it's just the lighting, it's just looking weird. It's the lighting. So I come down the next day intending to stitch some more on it, and I realised that it was 2 different colours. So it was, right, do I rip out what I've just spent ages doing, the 500 stitches, or do I rip out what I'd done before? So I decided to rip out what I'd done before, and that's when I remembered that I do not like this fabric. It's a horrible fabric, it's from a dye that I no longer support, so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to scrap it and restart it. So you should have seen a picture of what it was like when I started the year, what it was after I realised that I'd done the wrong thread, and this is you can see where I started to rip it out and that. So you can see the B and the R. This is quite a big piece of fabric. But I'm not going to stitch on it or that, so it'll probably just get thrown away, or I'll chop it in half, and if anyone wants it they can just have it, stitching or no, whichever. So again, that is a plan, that is a restart when it gets spun. Next we have what is now my oldest project, and that is Christmas Donkey by the Cross Stitch Studio, aka Dominic. This is what it will look like when it is done. At the start of the year, it looked like this. I have now done 3 full pages and I am on to the 4th. I'm not taking this off the Q snap, and that is where we are at the moment. So we have the start of an ear. These are parked threads, and these are waist threads. So there we go. This is stitched 1/1 full cross on 28 count. There we go. This is going to be my biggest project to date, and I'm gridding it myself, but that may change. I may not grid because I am now parking, doing it in 10 by 10 squares. I don't know if I need the grid lines. So that was started on the 1st of March 2020 at the Southampton retreat, and it is still a work in progress. So it's 2 years and I've only done 3 pages, so I need to pull my finger out and actually work on it, because this was going to be my 5-year project. We're now 2 years down and I'm only on page 3. I'm page 4, so I don't think it's going to be 5 years. It may be 10. We'll wait and see. Wait and see. Next we have Giraffes at Sunset by KLT Charting. This is stitched on 18 count white Ada, started on the 4th of May 2020. This is what it looked like at the start of the year. And this is where we are now. I worked on this a little bit at the Southampton retreat last weekend. I managed to get the black and the start of the tree started. That is where we are on that. Then we have my second big full coverage and my second Heaven and Earth designs, and that is Middle Earth Map by Heaven and Earth Designs. This, I'm not going to put a before picture on because I didn't stitch on it at all in 2021. It's a pathetic, pitiful start, not really one that I am proud and worth showing, but I will show you. Yeah, that's it. That is it. It's not worth it. So this is on my WIP Go, and when it gets called, it is a page finish, and these tie in with my spinner. So I have a spinner. Each project has been given a target, so when it gets spun I will do that target and then I can then spin again to do the next one. So Dominic is a page finish, Giraffes at Sunset is a page finish, Middle Earth Map is a page finish, so when I show you the project, I'll tell you what it is. I don't know what that is. So next one we have is Kooler Design Studio Snow Globe Stocking. I'll put a picture up of what it was like before. This one was started on the 4th of August 2020, and this one I finished, where is it? The 26th of June 2021. I have ironed it. It does need another iron because look at all these creases. And this will be turned into a stocking by the end of the year because it is going to be given as a Christmas present at the end of the year. So, I do wish that I had stitched it on even weave because there is a hell of a lot of 1/4 and 3/4 stitches, but it's done. I've learnt from mistakes, I've learnt from it, and that was stitched on 16 count weight 8. Next we have, what is it? Sunrise Lagoona Mermaid. This is a Nora Corbett, my first Nora Corbett. This is what it will look like. I don't think I stitched anything on it last year. Started it on the 4th of August 20. Yeah, I didn't work it on it at all in 2021. This is on a 16 count Ada by KLT Charting in Bring Me Sunshine. And that is all I've done. I have got it fully kitted. I have the embellishment pack, I have the Karen water lilies, so it is all ready to go. I just need it to be spun and worked on. So when this gets spun, I will be working on it for a week. Then we have In This Clan. Now this is an adaptation of a KLT Charting chart that she gave us for Myth and Magic Stitch Wars. So this is one it's based on. In This House We Supernatural. We Are the Hunters, which is based on Supernatural. So we Kim tweaked it a little bit. So it's like we love gifts and things like that rather than we love pie. So I didn't stitch on this at all last year. So what you are seeing is where it was last time. There we go. This is stitched on 18 count Ada in the colourway Kerry's Eye by KLT Charting. So I've got We Love Gifts and the impala is our, and it will say the impala is our baby. Okay. That is in a book sleeve by Needle Riddles. I got this on Etsy. There's a nice little patch at the front. Then we have, oh, that was started on the 2nd of September 2020. I started that round my friend's house when I was cat sitting. Next we have Imaginating Halloween shoes. I can't find the cover photo, so I'll put it in here. And where we were at the start of the year, 2021. This one has been finished. I finished this on my birthday in 2021. So just a year. This had 38 sessions. Right. It is done. I know how I'm going to finish this. This is going up. I'm going to staple it to a canvas and have it hanging up in my craft room next to my shoes. This is stitched on 18 count white Ada with mostly the called for DMCs, but some of them I didn't have to hand, so I just swapped one out for the closest. Then we have my first and not my last long dog samplers, and it is Pandemic. I started here in the bottom left, put a picture of what it looked like at the start of 2021. I have done over 1,000 stitches, I think it was last year in 2021, and then I've done another 1,000 stitches in the last couple of weeks. So this is now what it looked like. This is stitched on 18 count Blood Moon Ada by KLT Charting, and this is DMC 704. So I have a long way to go, but I'm really enjoying stitching on this. This was so when this gets spun, it's going to get, I think it's 5,000 stitches, the same as in this clown. When that gets cooled, that will have 5,000 stitches, and this has 5,000 stitches when it gets cooled. This has also been cooled on WIP Go, which is again 5,000 stitches, so that ties in well. Then, oh, that was started on the 13th of October 2020. Next we have the Rainy Days SAL by KLT Charting. I started this on the 16th of October 2020 and finished it on the 8th of February 2021. Again, I need to iron it again. So this was stitched on 18 count white Ada, and these are all Kim's hand dyed threads. So you got Pompey Tides. Oh, the name's escaping me. Name's escaping me. But I have them all here because I took them to retreat. I thought I had them all here. No. I can't remember what that one's called. Cannot remember for the life of me what that was called. Now I'm worried because I don't know where my threads are. Oh well. No, I can't remember what that one's called. So that's Bring Me Sunshine. That's Candy Crush. That's Rum and Raisin. Darkness Comes. Blood Moon. Dragon's Egg. Mandarin Magic. And January's Boy. Oh, that's annoying me. Kim's probably watching this screaming it. Nope. Sorry, Kim. I honestly can't remember. Brain fart. Anyway, 18 count White Ada started on the 16th of October, finished on the 8th of February 2021. Next one we have is a Joan Elliott, and it is Partridge in a Pear Tree. This one I can't find my cover photo for. This one was gifted to me by the lovely Jen, not just Jen. There we go. I'm not going to show you a before picture because I didn't stitch on this at all in 2021. It was, so where are we? Again, pitiful start. That's what I've got on there. This is a 32 count even weave in silver grey. And that's in my vinyl fronted Lollipop Stitches bag. Yeah, that got no stitching last year at all. That was started on the 5th of December 2020 for Jen's birthday. Next we have the Autumn Lane Stitchery Dark Queen of the Sea SAL. I am still on part 1. And this one didn't get worked on at all again in 2020. So I won't show you a before picture, but I've got half a fish. This is stitched on the called for fabric by Under the Sea Fabric, Bewitched. It's a 32 count Lagoona, which I love. So, when Partridge in a Pear Tree gets called, because it's a paper chart, again that will get a week. When Dark Queen of the Seas gets called, again that will get a week. Dark Queen of the Seas was started on the 30th of December 2020. Then we have Kooler Design Studio Wildlife Stocking. Again, this was started on the 30th of December 2020. And when I started, I had a tiny bit up here. Done, but this was one of my main projects last year. This one had 71 stitchy sessions in it, and I am, there we go. You've got this out the Q-snap, which is a miracle because I never take anything out the Q-snap. So yeah, I just had this But now I've got all of that and I've hit 60% on this. So this one will be finished by the end of the year and turned into a stocking because it's going to be a Christmas present. Whenever I stitch on this, Dara finds it very funny to call it the creepy critters of Canyon Creek. And if you watch South Park, you'll get that reference. But now I can't take it seriously, so there we go. I do really, really love this. It is full coverage, so it is taking a lot, and there is a lot of white coming down here, so that's going to take me a while. Now, originally, when this was getting spun, I'd do 25%. Now, 25% is 10,000 stitches, or near enough. So I thought that's quite a lot, considering I average between 7,000 and 8,000 a month. So I decided to cut that down. So instead of it being 25%, it's now 10%. So every time it gets spun, no, 15%. Sorry, when it gets spun, it will get 15% stitched. So that is now at 60%. When it gets spun again, I'll do it to the 75, which is I think about 4.5, or just under, which is something I can do in a month, pending work. That is stitched on 16 count white Ada with the call for DMC. Next we have Dimensions Mason Jar lineup. I had the cover photo with me about half an hour ago, and I've lost it since bringing it downstairs, so I don't know where it is. I will find it later. Picture of where it was when I started in 2021. It was just white, I think, of the daisies, and now we have the daisies are done and we're moving down into the jar. When this gets cooled, it will have a week, although I am considering extending that because this again is a Christmas present and I want it done by the end of the year. This is stitched on 16 count white Ada. I got this as a gift from the lovely Jo. She gave me the kit minus the fabric, which is fine because I think the kit fabric was 14 count and then I don't like stitching on 14 count, so I would have swapped the fabric out. Anyway, there we go. That one is normally on my lap R&R frame in the craft room, so when I'm on lunch break or I have a webinar, one that I need to listen to but I don't need to work, I will stitch on that. So that one was started on the 31st of December 2020, and that was the last of my starts in 2020. We're now moving into 2021. So my first start in 2021 was the Beach Hut SAL by KLT Charting, where this was a model stitch. I had to make sure that it was all done in time for the release. I stitched 5 of these huts. The second hut was stitched by the lovely Jen from Not Cross Jen because I fell up the stairs and my arm was in a sling for 6 weeks. So the lovely Jen offered to take this over for me and stitch number 2. This one was finished on the 13th of August 2021. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. So the yellow one was stitched by Jen. This is stitched on 18 count Ada, hand dyed by KLT Charting in the colourway Crystal Nile. So. There we go. And Jen's stitching is a lot neater than mine. Oh, that's me leaning on them. Yeah. Then next we have another model stitch, KLT Charting's Maple Leaf SAL. This was started on the 8th of September 21 and finished this on the 12th of November 21. This, I believe, was again stitched on 18 count white Ada. And oh, I think it needs a wash. So most of these are DMC, but number 1 and the last one, number 8 down here, was stitched with KLT Charting hand-dyed threads. So that one's rum and raisin, and then this one down here is Mandarin Magic, and the rest are just normal DMCs. So that one will be most likely finished on a canvas, if I can find a canvas big enough for it. Then my last new start of 2021 was the last model stitch, and this is the Snowman SAL. Currently this is in progress. It's a 6-part SAL. Parts 1 to 4 have been released, part 5 and 6 are yet to come. So there's 2 different options. Obviously you don't have to stitch every single one. So you've got 4 and then you've got 2 underneath. 2 underneath are optional. So that was the silhouette preview of it. So this is Snowmen 1 to 6. Now I've actually taken this off the Q-snap because I am moving it, and I will be starting on Snowman number 5, sorry, this evening. So this is stitched on 18 count. I'm sure it's 18 count mistletoe wreath by KLT Charting. This one and this one are KLT Charting hand-dyed threads. This is Bring Me Sunshine and Dragon's Egg, and this one is Pompey Tides and Rum and Raisin. And then these is DMC Etoile. I don't know if you can tell, but they are both sparkly, and the same with this one, they are sparkly as well. And look, he lost a button. He lost the button. So, yes. Number 5 will be released a week tomorrow, which is, I think, the 9th of March. And then the final one will be released 2 weeks after that. So, that is all my new starts and projects that I have. I do have 2. So this one hasn't been started, but it is on my list to start at some point. And that one replaces the Tiger by Jane Lee Mayhew, and that is Beguiling Tiger by Dimensions. And I'm using that because the fabric they give you only gives you about a 1.5 inch border all round, and I didn't like that, so I am using that fabric. I'm reusing the fabric from Tiger, and I'll stitch it on here because it's near enough like a perfect match. This one's just a little bit darker, but I've been able to give myself like a 3 or 4 inch border on there. So again, when that gets spun, I can start that, and I'll work on it for a week. So that one replaces that. And then so far in 2022 I have had a start and a finish. So is I drink and I stitch things. This was started with Natalie, Love It, Live It, Make It Yours, Not Cross Jen, and Claire, Seaside Stitcher. We all started this at the Southampton retreat. We were having a race and then we weren't having a race, and I won the race, which is quite impressive considering I'm not that fast of a stitcher, not compared to the others, so I was quite proud of that. This is stitched on 18 count Rum and Raisin Ada by KLT Charting, and it is sparkly as you can see. And this is stitched with, I don't have the thread with me, it's Buttered Carrots, which was a Advent exclusive from KLT Charting last year. It just reminds me of the colour of a Porn Star Martini, which I drank a lot last year with on my birthday. So I had like a tree of Porn Star Martini, so I was like, yep, I've got to. So it says I drink and I stitch things, and originally down here it was supposed to be wine bottles and a corkscrew. I don't drink wine, it gives me really, really bad heartburn and indigestion, so I swapped them out for little cocktail glasses. We are going to FFO these into bags, canvas bags, so we can put, whenever we go out to meetups, we can put our stitching and our drinks in there, which will then make this true. So this is by Keen Stitch, and she actually shared it on her profile on Instagram when we finished this last weekend. So yes, that is all my projects. That is my WIP parade. I do have a few more projects that I have put on my spinner this year to start. Whether or not I will want to, because I'm feeling like half these projects I didn't work on in 2021. I feel like they are getting neglected, and where some of them are so big, I don't want to start anything new because then they'll just get less time on it. So when a new start does, sorry, rustling, when the new start does get spun, if it's, because I do have a couple of big ones, like there's another Heaven and Earth design on there, and do I really want to start one where I've only put 200 stitches on the map of Middle Earth and I've only got 3 pages done on Dominic? Those will then get neglected. So I think I may change my spinner to take the large projects off and just concentrate on the smaller ones, because the Hobbit meals and To Rule Them All, there's only about 5,000 stitches, 3,000 stitches on those, and if I can do, my average is like 7,000 to 8,000 a month, I could finish that in a month. But then again, it could be that 5,000 stitches is almost a page finish on Dominic, so I think I'm going to see how I feel when it gets spun to what I will do. And these projects are also on my WIP Go. So it is, again, do I do it and then do the WIP Go, or do I completely change my WIP Go board? So these things I think is going to be I'll wait and see what happens when it gets spun. So that is my WIP parade. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that if you are still with me at this point, that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again hopefully in a couple of weeks for a normal regular floss tube update. So thank you, and I hope you are getting a lot of stitchy time and are keeping safe and well. I'll see you again soon. Bye!